If you want to know why some species eat their young, just read the comments following an article on almost any article ever printed. It makes you lose complete faith in humanity that there are human beings out there walking around that are this vile, this mean, and this stupid. They really are. I mean, it's amazing. And of course, they're anonymous, which means they're cowards. They have digital courage only. It's got, and I do it sometimes. I know better. It's like watching, it's a moth drawn to a flame. I should never do this. And you read the comments following an article. Quit doing it, Dave. It's the lowest possible common denominator of, and I loosely use the term humanity. Oh, vile, angry, racist, pitiful. I mean, I swear their parents are cousins. Unbelievably stupid human beings. Always anonymous. Article comments. There's one going around that everyone's really fired up about, and people have been tweeting me about it, and so James said, we need to look at this article. So I looked at the article, and it's just ridiculous. When Sean Cooper paid off his mortgage in 3 years, he was so proud he called in a TV crew to film him burning his mortgage papers. But not everyone celebrated with him. In fact, the 30-year-old's achievement actually annoyed a lot of people, as Cooper managed to achieve the unbelievable feat by simply being frugal. Cooper said he worked 3 jobs. He was employed full-time at a pensions consulting firm while also working at a no-frills supermarket as a clerk and doing freelance writing on the weekends and at night. So while people were out having a good time, I was usually inside on my computer working. To cut costs, he further rented out 3 bedrooms of his home and lived in the basement, riding his bike to work and eating Kraft dinners of macaroni and cheese. The result is he paid off $255,000 of a mortgage in 3 years and 2 months, and he's 30 years old. It's an achievement many, I'll add, with a brain would be proud of, but some did not like Cooper's industriousness and were scathing of his frugal lifestyle. The Facebook page for the TV station says, quote, upstanding citizen works his life away, living in miserable squalor, and forgoes human relationship for years. How is this an inspirational story? One bozo said. I'm adding my commentary. Others didn't want to applaud another example of white privilege. Yet another privileged white man bragging about how he did it on his own. But did anyone notice how big his down payment was, or the fact that he has a $75,000 a year full-time job? What the flip has this got to do with him being white? Man, some of you people, even his work ethic had some fired up. So he took 3 jobs when people are struggling to get one so he can pay his debt off faster while others trying to find a job struggled. One woman wrote, yeah, we think we know why you're unemployed. Some got even more personal, saying they felt sorry for him if he hopes to woo a mate with whom to enjoy his financial standing. He isn't going to need applause. He's going to need something to talk about, like a person, besides work or frugal ways to gussy up a Kraft dinner, one guy says. I'm not particularly happy for him. I pity him. He's a model victim of a deranged cultural ethos that elevates work and money and possessions above all. He's relieved that his house, where he barely lives, is paid off. Great, but is he satisfied with any other aspect of his life? How could he be? When has he time to be? Well, he doesn't have time to smoke the amount of dope you do. Oh, my gosh. I applaud this young man for making not everyone was cruel, many with congratulating him on his achievement. I applaud this young man for making a plan and sticking to it. 3 years in his life working hard and living frugally, and now look at what he has to offer when he does take a wife, a debt-free home, bravo. Others wondered whether Cooper had help. In a follow-up interview, Cooper explained that he had saved a $170,000 deposit on the home on his own. I didn't get any inheritance. I paid for university all by myself, so I certainly wasn't given a free ride by my parents. My mother was a single mother, and I paid her $600 a month in rent when I was living in her basement. But Cooper acknowledged that the sacrifice to his social life was probably not worth it. I regret that part, he said. Man, I'll tell you what. We need to print up en masse like Get a Life cards. We could just do it electronically. It would be more efficient. And go ahead and enter them on the Facebook pages where people say stupid things like this. Get a life. Get a life. Get a life. Get a life. You know, we really do need to pass out my grandmother's instructions. If you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Oh, man. Now, I'm guilty of criticizing. I'm criticizing right now. I'm criticizing these morons that wrote these things after this young man had a absolute victory in his life. I might not have gone to the exact same extremes he went to, but he chose to do that. It was his choice. And he took extreme measures and he got extreme results. He's 30 years old. He has a $300,000-$400,000 home completely paid for in cash. What do you call that except financially successful? Well, it's not worth it. He gave up everything he has. He didn't give up everything he has. He's 30 years old. He's got the rest of his dadgum life. As opposed to your butt with $142,000 in student loan debt and a PhD in German polka history and then griping because society ripped you off. You think you're attractive to a mate? Give me a break, loser. Seriously. Wow. So I got to tell you guys, some of us out here who actually understand what winning looks like in the real world need to stand up for guys like this when the morons come out of the woodwork and write comments after these things. The fact that all the negative backlash on this happened has become a viral story that's running rampant. Isn't that bizarre? I mean, it's become a viral story because most people agree that the people writing negative things about this industrious young guy, yeah. Would I have done it exactly the same way? No, I don't really do Kraft macaroni and cheese. I might have done beans and rice and beans. I mean, I might want a little different flavor there. I don't know. Goodness gracious. All I got to say to Mr. Cooper is, you're a stud, man. Way to go. Congratulations from all of us here at the Dave Ramsey Show. And don't listen to the haters. They're not worth listening to. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. You guys would be so rich so fast and be able to do so much not only for yourselves and for your family, but for others.